Hello, everybody. Hopefully somebody shows up. I have a few minutes. Okay, 10 minutes behind schedule. Hey, Pixie, how's it going? I just got home. Um, I was home and then I left and then anyway, long story short, I'm home now and here we are. Pick a lipstick to wear because I'm pale. I look pale right now. Oops. Ooh, hit the computer. Hello, Pugsley and Wednesday. Okay, yeah, they're doing great. They're doing great. My camera. I just knocked my computer. Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Steph. Okay, you just wanted to post cute pics of them. Did I post cute pics of them? I think I might have just sent. Okay, I think I just sent you some photos of. Think maybe. Um, Let me see. Sometimes I communicate with pictographs. Let me see. What did I text you or post something with the puppies? I don't remember. Um, Let me see. When was the last time I text you? Conundrum. Okay, it must have been recent because I haven't texted you in a while. Like a long while. This can't be right. How far down buried are you in my messages? That's no way. It has to be sooner than that. Um, hey D Higginbotham. Good, how are you? Okay, you wanted to post cute pics of them, but oh, my thumbnail. Okay, sorry, my thumbnail. No, I just haven't. I had some issues with StreamYard. That's my default photo, um, of my account, so it doesn't. Normally I put a thumbnail in there, but I was having issues with making my account with YouTube. YouTube is being weird with StreamYard. So I actually made an instance and I had to delete that instance. And then this one, yeah. So I'll change the thumbnail later in the background. I'm afraid if I do anything right now, since we're already streaming, it might corrupt the stream. So I'm like, I'll edit it later. So yeah, normally when you stream through YouTube, you can just go and hit thumbnail, but because I'm doing this with StreamYard, it's kind of slaved over to it's a forced broadcast over to their platform, so it's not as easy to make any kind of changes to it. Hey, Apple Blonde. Hey, Brian. So guys, I had a very eventful weekend. A little bit too eventful, a little rough, guys. I'm gonna be honest. It was a rough weekend. Um, we talk about mental health on this channel, specifically mine, and sometimes lack thereof. And yeah, let's not wear that one. So one of the things that happened, well, if y'all watch the news, I know last time on Friday we asked how if I was anywhere around the flooding. I'm not really, but I am. So let me give you an update on where I live. Hey Brian, hey Jeanette, hey everybody, hey Landia. Yeah, that's my thumbnail photo. That's actually my default banner for my channel, and I didn't put the thumbnail in there. I'll edit it later. So here's the tea. Yeah, the flooding is pretty dang awful, guys, and it's not that far from where I am. So Kerr County, which is where Kerrville, where the camp is, where the kids are, it's not close to me. It's about an hour and a half away. I don't live off the Guadalupe River. Right. But it does affect a lot of the areas around me, and Kerr County in that area, I know very well. You know, I have friends in that area. None of my friends are personally affected by that I know of by the flooding, either down in Kerr County or up in Georgetown, which is north of Austin. We had flooding downstream, essentially. The flash flooding was horrendous. It's just horrendous. And here's the thing. I went to church on Sunday because I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to church. I need to pray a few prayers because this is rough. Every time I turn on my Facebook, I had more people missing, more kids missing. So I go into church, and this hits close to home. And I look over to the church lady sitting behind the welcome, coffee area, and I look over and they're crying. I don't want to ask. I honestly did not want to ask. I got a cup of coffee and I sidled in behind them and sat down. And then one of the other ladies who talks to me pretty regularly, she's the coffee lady, really nice lady. Um, she she talked to me. She goes, the lady who sits back here with you? I'm like, yeah, because I sit further. I don't really sit in the parish, in the sanctuary. I sit in the parish hall. You can view into the sanctuary. So anyway, long story short, she says her grandchildren were at that camp. I'm like, wait, what? What? And so from what I heard, one grandchild is okay and accounted for. One child is at the time on Sunday missing. Yeah, we're all crying, dudes. We're all crying. Yeah, and it's just like, what? So it just hit really close to home about the flooding. And then, I talk about flash flooding kind of a lot. It was one of the things I really liked learning about in college because Texas is kind of unique. Most places when it rains, the water is goes into the waterways, natural waterways, and you really don't hear about it. You don't hear about the flash flooding that happens like here in Texas because what happens here is the ground is so dry that when that torrential rain hits, it literally cannot penetrate the ground. It just acts like a barrier and it glides right over the ground and it floods and quick and then it just funnels and funnels and funnels and funnels down into the Guadalupe. And this river happened to be the Guadalupe River, and it's an older river. So when you see a beautiful river channel that has tributaries, not tributaries, they all have tributaries, but meanders, like big meanders, little S's, beautiful like washed out areas that have trees and nice beautiful grasses. That's because it's an older river. Those riverbanks were made because of flooding. It has jumped the course of time. It has moved. It has carved. Water is really very destructive. It has it. I mean, so anyway, it was really rough this weekend. So I didn't um on on Sunday or on Saturday. I really didn't actually on Friday, 4th of July. I didn't really do anything. I went live with you guys, and then on Saturday, I woke up to a whole bunch of news. And the good news is, so even with all the bad things that have happened, and there's been a lot of loss of life out here, because it was a holiday weekend, because a lot of people were camping, and it was 30 feet of water, coming down really fast. Um, it's been a rough kind of a weekend, y'all. And then it's a little wet, but again, we didn't have any fires in the area because it was raining, which is good because it was the 4th of July. There was still a celebration happening. Before this hit the news, people were doing what they do on a holiday. They were doing things and celebrating and camping and doing what you do for the 4th of July. So Sunday, I didn't feel like going live, and I didn't. Well, Jolie, she canceled it. Things happened. So I said, that's fine. I'm cool. I didn't really, really wasn't quite into the vibe, but that's the end. Um, um, that's okay. Actually, a lot of people text me, hey, are you okay with the flooding? Because if you where the flooding is not actually very far from me. And I do live next to a river, but the river I live next to is a natural spring. So it's not the type of river that's going to flood like the Guadalupe. The Guadalupe has a bigger tributary of funneling in, and the infrastructure. Oh my gosh, the loss of life, the loss of property, the loss of roadways, all the stuff. It's a lot. But moving on, I did do some fun things this weekend. I just did not wallow in sadness. I said a whole bunch of thousand prayers. I mean, because there's really nothing you can do. You can donate money. A lot of people are doing that. You can help the people that were affected, because there's people's homes that have been destroyed. And you it's kind of unprecedented, this much flooding. I mean, it's not like it's, oh, I'm by the river. No, no. It's far away from the river. 30 feet of water. Gosh, I just got bit by a mosquito. Really, mosquito? I hate mosquitoes. This is the one thing I hated the most about being in Asia and Thailand was mosquitoes. They eat me alive. They love me. And the thing is, I get bitten and I will have a mosquito thing on there for like 3 days. 3 days. I'll have itchy, annoying welt. I don't like mosquitoes. But again, all the rain, there's mosquitoes, there's mold, there's and mold, mildew, and mosquitoes right now. Yeah. So Jeanette says there was a row of homes in my neighborhood called the Glebe, and burned down the row in the 60-year-old taken a hospital. Oh, 60-year families included a couple of children. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, bad things happen in life, but it's really rough when it's a summer camp. It's a kids' summer camp, and it's just a bunch of kids and people, camping and going RV parking and just it's not fair. Life isn't fair. So hug your loved ones. Say you love whoever you love as often as you can because you never know. Um, but anyway, I did do some fun things. I did go shopping on what day was it? I went shopping Saturday, and I did an Amazon. No, I did a Disney. Did I do Disney on Saturday? Yes, Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon, I went shopping to Disney, and I also went to. Um, I'm getting my days mixed up. It's okay. I went and bought some stuff from Disney, and then I also went and bought some. And the next day, whatever day it was, Sunday, Saturday, who knows? I went and bought some more stuff. I went over to the outlets again, and I went to look at Coach because I really wanted Franklin. I need to bring it back to commercialism and consumption, and then buying stuff. I can do that. So when the world gets rough and I get stressed, I shop. I don't make any apologizes. I don't apologize too much for it anymore because it is what it is. I am a shopper when I am stressed. I am currently stressed out at all times. So right now, it's been a really rough. I don't think I've ever been this crazy shopping, like financially reckless, in a very long time. I think right after my dad's death was probably the worst. And then this is creeping up there because I'm having a lot of work drama and I'm having a lot of life drama at the same time. Normally, life and work drama takes turns and it's not always at the same time. Right now, it's at the same time. And then James, having had COVID all of last week, he did go to work today, guys, for half a day, and then we were there. We were gonna try to work the whole day, but I saw his face after 4 hours. We're like, okay, go. So we went home early. We got him some food. We came home. He pretty much went to sleep as soon as we got home. And he's okay. He's up now. So he's taking tomorrow off for sure because even though he's had COVID and he's taken 5 days off, I keep telling him your body has spent a week trying to fight off a virus. Even if you're just laying in bed doing nothing, you're tired. Your body has been doing things. Um, so let me explain to you about Bubble. I bought a really good rectangular shaped zapper that uses bulbs that glow purple. I have it on the Wi-Fi outlet, and you can turn it on with my phone. It works amazing. Does that take care of mosquitoes? Because if that takes care of mosquitoes, it's my new best friend. I hate mosquitoes. They eat me alive. So, okay, I was able to get peppermint patty, but surprise, surprise. So I walked into the Coach outlet because I didn't think these came out at all, but I've seen them. Hey, Zinnia, I saw them on the Canadian website, right? So I knew they existed. So, but they weren't on the Coach outlet on the day of drop. They had Franklin on there, but he said sold out immediately. Keith's work drama is the worst. I took a 33% pay cut to escape toxic work environment, and it was one of the best decisions I have ever made. Being bitter and frustrated just slowly eats you. Yes, that is the dang truth. That is it. That 33% pay and cut was worth your mental health. Yeah. Yeah. So they didn't have them by me. Yes, so I went there and they had said that they had some. They didn't have them all. They had some. And they had them on the day of drop. Now these just dropped last Thursday. Okay, last Thursday's this went live, right? So Friday, Saturday, I believe I went Sunday to go ask. They had 3 of these in store, all peppermint patty. And then I was at the register. I knew I was going to buy a peppermint patty. And I said, "Are there any more anywhere?" And they had just sold the Franklin from in the morning, so I just missed the Franklin by hours. And they had Linus. So she went and found this for me. I didn't see it. The lady at the register found this for me. So I was able to get this one and this one. And yes, I probably could have picked up another peppermint patty, but I didn't want to be that scalper person. I didn't want to be that person that was there to buy everything they had in stock. I mean, honestly, these should have had buy one only because these are already on the resale market. I've already seen Peanuts and Franklin on sale on the resale sites for $85. Dee Dee Bean says she's seen them for $100 already, and these are $45 each. $45, right? And I actually went back today to see if they had anything restocked, and they didn't. They get mosquitoes as well. The brand is Aspect, Aspectx, Aspect. Let me Google that real quick before we go on too far, so I can find out what this cool thing is, because Prime Day is coming up. And since I pay a membership, I might as well use something. Bug Zapper. There you go. Indoor bug zapper. Awesome. Added to cart right now. Added to cart. Anything so I never have to get bitten by a mosquito again, at least in my house. Yep. And yeah, so they said, Bianca says, yep, 110 on average. And then they're all saying, not staying. Hey, Dawn. The charms weren't on the website for more than a minute in the middle of the night. Yeah, because I was on the website at 5:30 a.m. to look at my time, Central Time. So that's even sooner than East Coast, of course, but less than West Coast. And but because I'm in Central Time, they don't actually update till like 2 a.m. my time. So, but these are the 2 I got, and I'm thrilled to get them. I've never spent so much money so fast for just 2 little pieces of leather. But this is new. This is new. They put these in this. They never give bags at the outlet. Well, apparently now they do, but this is not the same material as the satiny polyester that we get from the regular. This is more of a paper, kind of a paper feeling, less of a fabric, kind of a little bit better than the Dooney bags, but not by much. But I was impressed to get that. I love the little bag, right? I'm putting Milo and tomorrow for 2 days. Yeah. It's strong. It's put up high behind furniture that dogs can't get to. You don't want them to. Oh, smart. That's smart. I'll do that around here. But I can't believe I just got stung by a stupid mosquito. So anyway, yeah. So that's not all, folks. So I actually was driving there on Sunday to go get something for my twin, but she was already there at the Disney outlet and she didn't buy it because they didn't have her size. So I'm like, whatever, because Disney was having a 25% off clearance for the 4th of July. That's done now. So our 25% off the already clearance price. So I picked up some tops for like $10, $15. I bought some stuff for James. This is one of the ones I bought from previously, which I got for Is it? I don't know. $10 or something, but this is amazing. It's Jack, okay? Jack wearing a Jack shirt. Hello. I also went over to the Dooney store. So this is some tea and gossip, y'all. So I was talking to the Dooney people. So nice. Well, apparently the Las Vegas Dooney outlet closed. And they're getting the stock from the Dooney outlet. So they're having a sample, lots of sample sales. Normally sample sales are kind of rare. You don't get them that often, but there aren't as many. They've closed the ones in California, and now they closed the one in Nevada, and they are talking about opening another retail store, which is new because they only have one retail location, which is in Connecticut. So we'll have to see if they put another wherever they put this new retail store. But outlets, Dooney and Bourke outlets are true outlets. Um, wait, what's I live in Western Texas, Landius. Oh, and I bought my zapper after the flood and bought insects several years ago, ironically. Nice. Yeah, because oh my gosh. So you're in West Texas. Well, I'm not sure how far. I'm in Austin. I'm as pretty as central gets, but we went out towards Lubbock area a little while ago. Yeah, and that's the thing. West Texas, y'all. West Texas is where flash flooding happens the most because it is so dry. Those creeks, when the rain hits, it hits. It's not like a little drizzle. It's not like that misty, pretty rain that other places get. No, no, no. When Texas gets some rain, it is 10 minutes to 30 minutes of intense downpour that is just, you can't explain it. Well, I'm trying to. Yeah. So when are we somewhere? I just went, Bianca. See, I only live like 30 minutes away. I went today. I just drove down there today because I was feeling restless. So I went there. I went to the Coach, the Dooney, the Michael Kors, and the Disney store today. Because it's a Monday, it's very easy to go in, look around, leave, right? On the weekends, it is you don't want to be at the outlets on the weekend. I only go to the outlets on the weekend when I can go very first thing in the morning. I know exactly where I'm going to park, and I go to one or two stores. That's it. There is no long day traveling and looking because it is insanity to go to the outlet. We don't have any Dooney and Bourke stores in Canada, nor at least not. Yeah, I don't think you do in Canada because it's your guys to ship anything in Canada is like ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, do you guys have to pay more? And I mean, you're just like, honestly, if I lived in Canada, I'd just drive down to America and go shopping and drive back, unless you have to pay duties and taxes on stuff you drive back. Well, because when we lived in Michigan, we would drive to Canada, but we would just go across the border, and this is when you could just take a driver's license. But I also went to the Dooney store. Um, my anxiety doesn't let me do weekends. Oh yeah, you don't want to do the weekends at the outlets, but I bought this. So this was a sample bag. Well, I have never seen pink metallic in Dooney ever. Ever. I have gold metallic and I have silver metallic from Dooney, but I've never seen pink metallic. And when I saw this sitting on that sample table, I'm like, what is that gorgeous bag right there? And I think I just got lucky because a lady almost bought this. The salesperson says the person almost bought this the other day, and the only reason they didn't buy it was because it didn't have feet on the bottom. Their mistake, because this is so cool. Like, I know not everybody is going to love a pink metallic Dooney. I don't know. They don't do metallics very often, mainly because metallic finishes are very, you have to use a thinner leather, and the finishes are very persnickety, essentially. These show a lot more wear. They'll always show more wear. So I have a gold, and I also have a silver, but those are from like yesteryear. This came out. This was just sitting on there. I love their sample sales. They have such weird things in their sample sales. Most people just throw away samples or burn or destroy them. No, Dooney sells them. Some of them don't have labels. Some of them have weird interior combos. Like today, I saw a pebbled leather exterior bag with a chev leather, like a goat leather lining, which is like so weird because normally they only do that for a Florentine leather. I'm not pink, but I can appreciate it's be lovely. Yeah, I'm not a huge pink person. I do have more pink bags now than I've ever had in my life. But my sister is a huge pink person and she will totally take this. But I also didn't have this silhouette. Surprisingly, this is a classic Dooney bag, but normally this isn't a pebbled leather. Normally this is a pebbled leather with a contrasting leather here, so it's a very casual bag, but I just love the pinkness of it all. So I just had to do that, and I had a vision about how to decorate it, so I was just like, oh no, 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 I need that. I need the metallic greatness. I really am a fond person of metallics. So this weekend I did spend a little bit of a mint. I did buy a few things. Um, did you get rid of their Yeah, they haven't done their 10th sale, in a long time, like, a long time, and I think that's just because the 10th sales were huge volumes and crowds, so I haven't seen a 10th sale for Dooney in, like, ever, in, like, ever. Now what they do is they'll say sample sale, and they'll have stock in the back, and they'll just come, and they'll just take it out little by little, so it's not like it used to be where they took all their stuff that had a 2-day 10th sale and had a whole tent in. Of course, you know what, to be real honest, in Texas, we don't want 10 sale. It's staying hot out here. Let's stay in the air conditioning, you know? And this way they just slowly bring out bags as they go through bags. I'm sorry, my poor feet. Stupid bugs. I hate mosquitoes so much. This is why I like the desert, by the way. And they didn't get rid of their yeah, John social. I take this anytime over global supply telephone. I'd take this anytime over the global supply telephone chain bag. Oh, what's a telephone chain bag? I love how the silver and gold accents bring out the metallics of the pink. Yes. I need to get to the, oh yeah, the outlet's fun. Well, here's the thing. They're going to be bringing out more and more things, and right now it's like the tail end, so it's kind of weird. They have some, never mind, Jackie. Okay, they have the tail end. What do you call it? Sale from the 4th of July. So I'm not sure what the next sales thing is. Normally it's going to be like what, Christmas in July, and they're going to do end of summer sale. I don't know. Who knows what the next sale is going to be? But it's definitely. I did break down and buy something from the Coach sale. I did. I said, no, Jackie, don't do it. I said, no, Jackie, don't do it. I said, Jackie, don't do it. And I just couldn't not do it. Hey, baby. What, you're just going to say hi and run away? Wednesday. Wednesday? What? What? She just wanted to make sure I was okay. That's the bag James had. That's James. Oh, James bag. Okay, yes, yes. Yes. So anyway, I lost my train of thought completely. My dog derailed me. I'm sorry. She just came over to look at me and say, "Hey," and I'm like, "What? What happened?" So anyway, bags, Coach. What I bought from Coach sale. Okay, Coach sale. What I got is the Lana, not the shoulder bag, the small 23, which is, and I sat there and I sat there, hey Ed, and I sat there and I'm like, is this something I should do? No, no. But will I get so I had several opportunities to get different variants of the, what do you call it, the bluebell color and the outlet bags, but I didn't really like the outlet bags. And I was like, you know what? Why spend $100 to $200 for the bag just because the color? If I can get the Lana for $300, so I think I just did the Lana, 23 for I think right under $300, which is a little excessive, for a bag for me. Not really, I spend $300 bags pretty often, but I've been spending $300 on a bag a little too often. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I normally spend a lot more, like $30 on a bag, $100 on a bag. But lately, every time I buy a bag, it's been $300. I got the bluebell because the bluebell is the color I really, really want. So it's in the mail. We'll see if it shows up. And if I have tried that bag on in store, the strap length probably is not long enough for me, but that's such a neat bag. I think that's going to be a top carry bag for me. I really, really gave it some thought because I was like, do I get the Willow Donald Duck bag for $300 or the Lana 23 bag for $300? And or do I just wait, or do I buy the 25 Rogue Disney Mickey bag, you know, for the god awful sum of $800? And I said, I still couldn't do that. I still couldn't do the Rogue, because I know if I just wait long enough, eventually I can find it on sale somewhere somehow. And I'm not so in love with that. If that had been a Rogue 30 instead of a Rogue 25, I would have probably done it because I love the Rogue 30. That's my size, or 39, which I think they're discontinuing. But the 25 is not my favorite size Rogue. So I was like, you know what? I have a lot of Disney bags. I have a lot of themed bags. I have, the Wicked Witch over there with Wizard of Oz. I have all the Disney you could want, or would dream of. I have a lot of themed bags. So I'm like, get the Lana. So I got the Lana. Well, it's in the mail. I hope it's in the mail. It hasn't said it's shipped yet. I don't believe anything until it's shipped because that happens a lot. Actually, I was watching Bram on her channel, and she had ordered the tabby. No, was it Bram who ordered the tabby? No, it wasn't. It wasn't Bram. It was Luxury Life in the Middle, but not Lisa or something. I can't remember her name. Anyway, she's in Miami, and she ordered the burnished tabby, ordered it, paid for it, and then they came back and says, we're so sorry, we have to cancel your order because we can't fill it, we sold out. So she was a little upset about that. So that happens with Coach. So I don't know if I'm going to get the Lana, but it's in the mail, hopefully. Hello. By the way, I saw Ed come into the house. Hi, Ed. Hi, PC. Hi, everybody. We're just hanging out on this cool, well, not cool. It's pretty warm and muggy and very humid. Linda says, hi, all. I'm in leather conditioning mode, caught in the rain, no water spots on natural Vachetta, thanks to Burke Gel. I need to get so Bic 4, the Bickmore brand. Bic has a gel version. I have got to try it. Because that sounds so cool. Oh, and the other thing I got from the Dooney store, which I'm going to hang on to, hopefully I won't lose them, are the duck stickers. They have them at the... I like the Americana one, so I'm going to put that on one of my things. And then I like this one, too, because it's the colorful DBs. And then, yeah, Bic. And then this... I don't really like this pattern. This pattern's currently on sale, though. Oh, by the way, I had another subscriber tell me this is the DePinta pattern. This is a very pretty pattern. So one of the ladies on my channel, well, subscribers she said that her friends have been buying some bags off I Love Dooney, and they're really happy with them. So some great sales. Like somebody got the duck bag for $90, which is like, what? I've never seen it go that low. 119, but not 90. I'm like, whoa. So yeah, keep eyes on I Love Dooney and Dooney, because this is their 50 years in business. I'm surprised they're not doing more for that, but whatever. Hey, they're still in business for 50 years. We're good. You should make those stickers into... Oh my goodness. Ed. Oh, I'm going to do that. I wonder if I just laminate them or put them on a backing, laminate them and put them... I kind of want to put them like on the leather, cut out some leather, and then I wonder if I can do that, because I can just buy leather. I do have do the template, cut it, do the burnishing. I don't know. We'll have to see. Laminate. Yeah. I'll try the laminating for sure. That's like a fun idea. Twice. Double laminate. Yeah. You know, it's funny. Jackie, you can frame them. I can do that too. Yeah. I just normally give them away because, or actually use them as stickers. Oh, I get to show you. I did an 8 Below haul, which you won't see it for like a month or so. Because I'm so stressed out, guys. I have all of July and all of August already filmed and loaded. So I'm actually working on September content. That's how much stress I'm under. So this is one of the things. This is my coffee pot, which I talk about all the time. Um, this is the I bought these diamond stickers from 8 Below. So all of the diamond stickers are from 8 Below. So I just bought 3 more. So I have Pooh Bear, Mickey is new, and this one's a newer stitch. So this stitch was separate. The stitch that came with the angel is the stitch over here. So my coffee pot's getting pretty dang full of stickers. Um, so I'm kind of almost at the end, but I don't know. I could probably fit a duck on here somewhere. We'll have to see. Um, Dooney has no made for. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Dooney and Bourke only has out. They do not have made for outlet bags. Dooney and Bourke is the only outlet I know that has a true outlet still. Everything else, like Kate Spade, Michael Kors, Coach, they're all made for outlet. They're factory made. To stock a store is very difficult when you're just doing outlet. So they have to make sure that there's always some variant of there's more outlets available than stock for outlets, put that way. So they're factory made, they're factory outlet items. There's whole YouTube videos of what do you call it, of code people who like used to work for TJ Maxx, Marshalls, whatever. They'll show you tag codes, like if it has this code, this actually came from old stock, or like old new stock, or this one is made for outlet. So it's really nice. I used to work for QVC, and I have a discount for life. They can get a good discount on stuff. Oh my gosh, QVC has some Dooney exclusives. Okay, exclusives. Like they go to do DVC. I mean, they go through QVC first before they ever end up at an outlet, and even then it takes. There's a the Dooney and Bourke um Art Deco pattern that they did last year when it came out. They had the Olivia satchel or the barrel satchel, whichever it is. It only came out in QVC. It didn't go out anywhere else. And I want that bag. I still want that bag. Hold on. I need to check my. Oh, I now know why my dogs barked at me. Oh my gosh. This is so funny. I don't know how this happened. James forgot to feed the dogs. That's why they came over to look at me, because they've been fussing at him, and he forgot that they haven't had dinner yet, and they normally have dinner around 5:30. So yeah, they've been like, excuse me. Yeah. Um, That's amazing. QVC discount for life. I have shopped on QVC and HSN. I actually have to stop watching QVC and HSN. Every time you see something, you want to buy it. It's so cool. If you watch it on television. So I kind of just have to, um, I can never just sit there and watch it. It's really worse. It's really, yeah. And Jennifer, you're right. No wonder she came over here and barked at me and snapped at she's like, hello. I'm like, oh. He just texted me that the dogs are upset because they weren't fed dinner. Um, oh, so Dawn just sent me a link. Oh yeah, so Franklin on eBay right now, $124.95. This is a $45 charm, and I just wasn't going to be that person. I left the that's so awful. So they had the Snoopy charm. Um, the Snoopy charm, Linus, Franklin, Lucy, um, Peppermint Patty and Charlie Brown. So I got 2 out of the 6 that were released. I would have killed for all of them. I would have bought every last one of them, if one of each. I don't care how much money I didn't have. I would have figured it out. They're so adorable. They're prettier than the other ones that the metal ones. They're fine, but the metal ones are so heavy. These little, leather ones, they're perfect. They fit on any bag. Yeah, so if you really want them, scalpers are out there. They're out there. It's the QVC and their associates like HSN and something else falls under their umbrella. That's so neat. I did not know QVC and HSN were the same parent, financial whatevers. James, did you really forget to feed the babies? Oh my gosh, that's why Wednesday looked at me. I got bit by a mosquito. I need this. I'm gonna die. Do you see my 4 foot? I think I got bit 3 times.
You also dropped that.
Oh, thank you. That's my antihistamine. Can you give me a drink so I can take some more antihistamine? Just one of the Gatorades or whatever.
Okay.
I can't. How did you figure out that it was the food?
Fuck.
Oh, were they pesting you? Yeah, they were pesting him. So cute. Discount for life. Maybe JTV is the third. I don't even know what JTV is. Like, I don't have television, guys. I haven't watched actual cable television since 2005. And I know this, like, as a regular, because when I left my father's home and moved in with James, we didn't pay for cable. We didn't pay for cable at all. We paid for internet, super high speed internet. The white one. Thank you. I'm gonna keep this right here. And then we did Netflix for years and years and years when we would watch DVDs, guys. And then we did streaming because streaming was free at the time if you did the Netflix DVD subscription, which they don't do anymore, which is like that's how long ago it was. Jewelry television. Yeah, I have bought jewelry. I have bought cosmetics. I have bought everything you can imagine off QVC or HSN. Yes, I've always been a dangerous 2 a.m. shopper. Always. Because sleeping or late midnight, 10 o'clock at night, you're there and you're like, that, that looks really cool. I want that. But what I learned was if it comes out on QVC and it truly is popular, like people really want it, it ends up in the Walgreens as seen on TV kind of section. So I can always, who would have thought? Do you guys remember when the Snuggie, which is this blanket with arms, was so huge and popular, and everybody for like a couple years, everybody had to have the Snuggie. And also I think the Pillow Pet came out on like a TV QVC kind of a deal too before it became like a hit. And that became like an instant whatever. You never know what's gonna hit. Who thought that the Snuggie, really, the Snuggie, a blanket with arms would be so popular because it's a backwards cardigan. A really big art. I always did that with a bathrobe. You just put your arms through a bathrobe over you if you don't have the blanket. And then somebody says, I mean, I'm sure everybody has. So whoever came up with the idea of the Snuggie said, okay, let's just make a blanket with arms. My grandma bought me a Snuggie a long time ago. Yeah, I know, right? Because they were everywhere. Years ago, I would have one of those shows on all day long, and talking would keep me company. Yeah, that's what I did too. I did that a lot. It's because here's the thing with QVC, HSM, any of those talking places, they're so very like everything's wonderful. Oh, and look at this. This is like, and they'll never say never a negative word has been said. Everything is the bestseller. Everything is wonderful. Everything has great reviews. And for the easy payment of for 4 easy payments of, blah, 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 you can get this today. And there's only so much. Oh, and we're already out of, and they're really good at that, especially with some of the Dooney stuff, because some of the Dooney bags, only were on QVC. Like there's a tote called the Addison tote. Love it. I want that tote, another one. The one I had ended up with Craig. I would like to buy another one, but if you can find it, they're $200 because they're impossible to get because they were only through that vendor type of outlet. They also had the Maxine tote, which only came out through QVC or HSN, one of those two, and they just do. Dooney does exclusive with whenever they contract with people pretty well actually. um Me too, Jennifer, in the days of Lisa Robertson. Yeah, so if you have a good personality and people follow the personalities, they will buy the products. The Stanwich bag from Dooney came out on QVC, and you can still find the video clips on YouTube. You know, and it's fun because that's what YouTube is about. Like, I want this bag. What is this bag? You find the name of the bag. Oh, let's see if there's any reviews. And then you find the reviews, and it's the QVC review from 8 years ago, when it first came out. But speaking of exclusive clubs, I was listening to Cassie Thorpe today. Cassie Thorpe did a video, something about the P9 Club, which is the Pharrell Williams, Speedy 9, whatever. And if you have a P9 and bought it through their the network of Louis Vuitton, so not from a reseller, you get access to the P9 Club. And I'm assuming she knows this because she has bought a P9 from Louis Vuitton, and I'm sure she got some communication. So there's some kind of weird, like, because you bought the P9, you are in the category of P9 clients, and would you like to buy this item? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, whatever. And she was like, how do people feel about that? Well, I can't buy a canvas bag out of Louis Vuitton. I don't really think I can afford a P9. And the bag that it's just like, welcome to the buying club. You are at the P9 Club. You have now the first pick of these super high-end bags. That limited editions, limited stock. We only have so many of them, and you're in the club. Do you want to buy it? So at least it's kind of I don't care. I think it's funny. I think at least I pay Costco membership. I pay for a Prime membership. I pay for memberships. It's just a P9 membership. It's just another way to say you're in the special persons club to get these things. Items just are a way to make someone VIP. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just a marketing gimmick. What happened to my phone? Okay. Um, it just blew up at me. And okay. All normal things. Nothing bad. Okay, cool. Just double checking. Because I don't like it when my phone just beeps like that. It's like, what's happening? Let's go back over here. Yeah, it's just a way to exclude. It's just like they can't provide it. It's now a global release. They might make 5. They might make 110. Who knows? But they're not going to make many thousands. It's a global company. They sell things by the thousands. Um, I don't. And they vetted their vendors to the 9th degree. So many of their staples are now vintage collectibles. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's really cool on QVC. If you can still find it, I have a couple pieces of it. I think it's right here. Joan Rivers. This one was given to me. I have some Joan Rivers costume jewelry over here that was given to me by a subscriber friend. And look how beautiful this is. I think this one's Joan Rivers. I think this one is. Yeah, and this is, as costume jewelry goes, some of the prettiest stuff I've ever seen. And it's still beautiful. Some of the stuff, a lot, okay. It might cost a little bit more than going to Macy's or Dillard's, but I'm sorry. Have you seen what Macy's and Dillard's are doing with their costume jewelry? It's sad. It's a step above Claire's, which is not a good step. It's a bad step. Hey, Grace. I sent you an example of the discounts. It's Bianca. Look, let me go look. JR Jewelry is beautiful, as is Bixby. Pretty necklace. Can't think of the name of Bixby and Kirk's Folly. Oh, Kirk's Folly was a gorgeous. Oh my God, that stuff is so pretty. My sister loves that stuff. I can't wear costume jewelry, but I like costume jewelry. Okay, let me go back here. So let's say her discount. Whoa, employee discount. So, for example, $300 item, $7 in tax and shipping. Our shipping $7, tax is $13. Her discount, 100 some odd bucks. That's a good discount. That's good. I would be buying so much stuff. Um, yes, I don't like what they're doing with it. Oh no. Hello, Bri. Joan Rivers, Heidi, Doris, Kenneth, Jay Lane, and Bat Brat Basso, the best. Yeah. I really like Joan Rivers. I still like Joan Rivers. I am very fortunate that I can't actually probably wear costume jewelry because I would be all over the costume jewelry scene like you wouldn't believe. Um, look at me. Look at this. This is what I look like with sterling silver, guys. If I could wear costume jewelry, I would look like Liberace. I would look, I would make, as Dolly Parton is famously known to have said, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap. Yeah. I would not be remotely embarrassed about looking cheap because I would be looking cheap. Have all the stuff. I'd be like, how can I make this work? How can I add, like, I love jewelry. I've always loved jewelry. Jewelry is fun. Jewelry is supposed to be fun. You know, it's pretty things. Who doesn't like pretty things? I am trying to figure out how to make this necklace work on my bag right now because I just decided this has to go on this bag. Um, and this is why it was over here to begin with, because since I can't wear costume jewelry, I like to do things with costume jewelry that are atypical, you know. So we're gonna make it into, this is gonna sag like that. So this is now my bag jewelry. Isn't that cool? So this is actually a handle, um, which is like a silver gold, rose gold combo with the brass. This is actually brass, so it's hard to tell with the metallic, but then this is gold and pearl, so I love the way that looks. Very cool. Yeah. As I say, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap. I would I would totally be, some people wear diamonds. I wear charms and beads and because even these are precious stones because I still can't wear, and this is stainless steel, so I can wear stainless steel, sterling silver, and that's it. Gold. So Jackie, you're not less is more person. Oh no no no, more is more. I would have to follow underneath the Coco Chanel's take one thing off of when you walk out the door because I have too many. I would have so many um accessories. The only reason why I don't have like, I'm pretty simple in my wardrobe, it's because my chest is too large. And if you have an overly generous chest, wearing jackets over a certain size, it's just not a great fit, comfort. It's not comfortable. My sister, who is not as generously endowed, she actually looks great in jackets. And she never, for years, never understood why I didn't love wearing jackets. I'm like, Jennifer, they don't really fit around the bust. Even if they fit in the shoulders, even if they fit in the arms, they're never going to fit around if they fit in the bust, they don't fit in the shoulders, they don't fit in the arms. So either I have to buy it too big and get it tailored, which I don't do, or it's just a pain in the neck to wear. So I'm just not gonna wear it. And then she's like, and then she gained some weight and she had babies, right? So she was pregnant at her roundest. She was like, I now understand why you're saying jackets are not good. Like, yeah, jackets don't fit right. Because I have a hard time buying things because of yeah, right, totally. It's just overly generous it's nobody wants to be underly endowed or overly endowed, so that we're all in the Goldilocks syndrome, right? But so I just wear t-shirts and jeans and make it my life as comfortable as I can clothing wise, but I love accessories. And all of my accessories, actually it's just kind of tame. This happens often where my bracelets kind of creep into the Wonder Woman cuffs, and then eventually I'll take everything off, and then I'll start creeping again over so much time. And then my rings, I normally don't get much more than this. I actually sold a bunch of jewelry off. Um, yeah, me neither, Dawn. I don't get it. And here's the thing, I don't understand. So implants augmentation is when you're going up is cosmetic. When you're going down, it's normally for a medical reason, right? So my insurance would rather pay for my back pain. Look at, I sit with a hunch. I hunch, you know, than deal with getting an augmentation for a reduction. And I am not willing at this point in my life, at this age, to do a reduction, even if I could, because of my medical issues. I don't want to. I am not doing voluntary surgery of any kind unless it's to save my life. Um, so unless this is a life-saving event, I don't care. Don't put me under anesthesia. I don't want to. So that's where I'm at in life with those situations. Oh, that's the other thing that happened to me, guys. Yesterday, I was putting my coffee pot together. I have a little stool over there where the feet, this is a single post stool with feet that come out with wheels, right? So it's just a regular stool. The feet come out more than the base or the chair does, so it's easy if you're not paying attention to kick the stool out from underneath you, which is what I did. And I fell myself right on my 300-pound self right on the floor of the studio. I mean, it was, thank goodness nothing was behind me. I didn't hit my head on anything. And I just because I was in the act of going to sit down, I partially sat down, kicked the stool out from underneath me, fell onto the ground on my right buttocks, and then fell straight back. It was a hard jar. It was not good. Not good. It was not cool. And I just kind of one minute I was about to sit down, the next minute I'm staring at the ceiling fan thinking, oh, I have a light missing. Literally, that's what my brain was doing. And then I realized, oh, I fell. Great. I fell. This hurts. And this is not the first fall I've ever had. And I just relaxed, because I know, first impact, you sometimes don't know what you do when there's an adrenaline kind of sometimes. So you just want to just chill, relax. And then once I realized, okay, I'm good. I didn't hit my head. Nothing's bleeding. I'm sore, but I'm alive. Okay, nothing broken. That's a good thing. Good thing. I mean, I am heavy, but it still was only like a 2-foot drop. I didn't hit my head. That was the most important thing. So I was able to get up, which the best way to get up when you fall is, for me, is I have to turn over. So I'm on my back, right? So I turn over on my left side so that I can use my arms to get myself off the ground. A little woozy because of I fell, y'all. So sat up for a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm okay. That hurt. And this is one of those few times in life where I'm like, happy I have a fat ass. I'm serious. I was right there, yes. I mean, it's flat, but it's there's cushion, right? So because I fell hard on that right buttocks, and I'm so happy it wasn't my left side, and so happy it was not my left side is my bad side, and I was really happy it wasn't on my tailbone because I have a couple screws in my sacrum, so I really don't like. I mean, it's bad enough I fell. It still hurts. It still hurts now. So it's a deep bruise, but nothing's broken. But definitely it was nothing you could I didn't really get the wind knocked out of me, I don't think. Like I was by myself and all I know is I fell and I'm looking up at the light. If time had passed, I know not, right? But I don't think it did, because I did not hit my head, you know. but I was able to get up, and it was more like, "Oh, well, that was dumb." That's how I felt. So I took, um I just went to bed. I went to bed last night, like, at 7. I was like, "I'm done. I'm over today. I'm over this. I can't deal with this. I'm just gonna go to bed." And this morning, first thing in the morning was ibuprofen. Um, yeah, so that was my weekend. I went shopping. I went to church, which is always, you know, dicey because my church does church online, so I can just listen in. But sometimes it's just about showing up. So I went and showed up, and it was good because I wouldn't have known about that, church member with her grandchildren and all that other stuff. So it was a fun weekend, and it was hard for me not to just come on and talk to you guys because normally on Saturday I would have just gone live, and then on Sunday I was going to go live with Jolie, and when she canceled, I went to go live. And then, no, I can't just because it's so much of what I do. I did film some videos, so I did do YouTube, but you guys are such a part of my life when things happen. I'm like, so I should go live and show you guys my. I'm like, no, 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 no. It's a holiday weekend. People are doing things. It's fine. So I just said, just it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then um, I read some books. And I finished an audiobook, which such a good audiobook. Hopefully the next book is coming out soon. And then um, we did want to go see the new Jurassic movie, but James, because of he's still recovering, if we get to go maybe next weekend, but it depends on how he feels. It's going to be a rough week this week. Well, it's an online Kindle thing, but I'm listening. The book I just finished on Audible is a series of books by library. Library. I said library. Travis Bagwell is the author, and the book I just finished was timeless. But I have so many books to start. It is like I don't even know what number book it is. Let's see, title details, and let's see. It's on a series called Awaken Online, and we're having wicked lightning and electricity flickering. How do the chickens? I know you sent the video of your chickens or a picture of your chickens in their. They have a covered, what do you call it, coop, right? That can travel around the property so that you don't always get stuck in one place and you don't have just bare earth. So you always can put your chickens on a new patch of fresh grass. Um, how do they deal with the rain? Yeah, tractor. So let me see. I think, yeah, so the book I just finished was book number 7 out of the series. So I'm bummed because that means there's no more. There's no more. It's the end. It's the most current. It's dry under and inside. Well, I know it's dry, like, but to like, they're still like, is it like mist, and do they like rain? As I just should say, do they like the weather when it's raining? Because birds, at least when it stops raining, when it's kind of that misty after rain, um, all the bugs are out. So all of the birds are like, yes, food time. Does that happen with the chickens? I don't know. I don't have chickens. I've always wanted chickens. But when I let them put they don't the rain, unless it's really pouring. Oh yeah, they don't mind the rain. Okay. Let me see if this author has another um Travis Bagwell. Let's see, official site, signed books, Kindle. No, I just want to know when the next book's coming out. Just tell me when the next book's coming out. I've been stretching out this book for like weeks because I actually started this series way back in January. Before that, as I said, 7 books, and on the audio versions, these are like 20-hour books. These are big books. They don't mind the rain. They love getting dried off with a fluffy towel. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so cute. Good night, Dawn. Let's see, home. Okay. I think I need to figure out if there is. Hmm. He's written another series, so I think there's another series after this series, but this series not finished. So I'm a little annoyed by that. So he started a second series. Let me see. I read a lot of fantasy books, guys. Real life is for the birds, and I can't do it. I'm over real life. I'm done. I live in the real world. My fantasy life and my brain is so much happier. Give me. I don't know if I want to read that one. Anyway, I'll do this later because getting distracted. I hate reading the last book in a series. I once put it off for a year because I didn't want. Well, here's the thing. Like what's the name of that book? The Four Winds, or the ones with the dragons, that like one of the best-selling books on in a fiction for a long time. Um, Wings of something. Books with the dragons. Anyway, there's 4 books out. I think there's 4 books out now, but when the first book came out, I was reading it. I was almost finished with it, and then my sister had given me the second book. Fourth Wing, thank you. My sister gave me a second book, and then okay, I'm not gonna read the second book. I wasn't gonna finish the first book until the second book came out, and then I got almost to the end of the first book, like right at the tail end. I didn't like the direction it was going in. And then the second book had come out. Now the third book is out, and I still haven't finished the first book because I don't want to know. Because you know when you're in a book series and you know everything's going, there's some conflict, there's some strife, there's some struggles, and then there's the great, oh, this is the perfect part, and then all of a sudden you're going to that's the bad decision. This is bad stuff happening now. No, 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 we don't like the bad stuff happening now. That's when I tend to not finish a book. I'll stop reading. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. And I know I should. I know I should. If I just get through the conflict, I get through the bad decisions, the turmoil, the growth. Growth is hard. Growth is painful. Growth is hard lessons, and it is in books. And you're like, don't do it. Have you ever yelled at a movie? Like, don't go up the stairs. Don't go in the house. You always get in the car and leave, you know? But that's not how the story goes, and that's not how the books go. And in books, there's parts in books where you're like, you can see it happening. You're like, don't do that. They do it. You're like, no, but you have to have conflict to have resolution. You can't have a happy ending if there's no strife and struggle. So it's one of those, I like my fantasy happy. I really do like young adult books a lot because they tend to be a little bit more action adventure, a little less emotional strife. The older you get, the more loss you have suffered, the more emotional crap you've been through, the more these things hit home. Like nothing makes me cry more in my life than a kids movie. Coco, like I think it's Pixar. It's a Pixar who did Coco. Anyway, I can't watch it again. I cried buckets in that movie theater. Buckets. Like, I try not to cry. Crying gives me a headache. I get a headache. My sinuses get stuffed up. I hate it. But I'm watching Coco and I'm like crying my eyes out. You know, still refuse to watch Coco. Yeah, I want. It's like if there's a movie about dogs and animals, and I say, okay, does the dog die? And they're like, no, no, no. Like, okay, then I'll watch it. I was traumatized by Old Yeller and then Dancing with Wolves. We went to see Dancing with Wolves in the theater with my dad when we were young adults, young kiddos, and all these people, there's war, Indians are dying, people are killing each other. Jenny and I are like, the dog dies, and we are like we know intellectually the dog does not die. But when you see the dog die on the big screen and it dances with wolves and the dog dies, you're like, I will never watch a movie if the dog dies ever again. Yeah, like Marley and Me, everybody says it's a great movie, it's a great story. Like, does the dog die? Goes, yes, but it's not about that. Like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I would do the same with TV series like Downton Abbey. I would wait for the season to be over, then binge watch the series for a whole weekend, and then it's over. It feels like Friends are. Oh yeah. Well, I mean that was the joy of Netflix streaming when they first did Netflix was you could watch a whole season. Like before the digital age of DVRs and you would buy seasons of DVDs to watch the whole season because it used to be you had to watch things as it aired every week for how many weeks or whatever. And I hated that because sometimes you would miss something or you know, you would lose continuity somewhere, right? If you didn't watch it every week. And I hated having to must be home Wednesday at 7 o'clock to watch this TV show, you know? So when DVDs came out and you could buy whole seasons, that was our like, oh, I want the season of, and I wouldn't even watch it on TV. I'd wait for the season DVDs to come out. We would buy the DVDs and then we would binge watch it, right? Well, then when Netflix came out and we could do that, we're like, yes. And then Netflix started doing this stupid thing where it was like, oh, we're releasing it weekly. Like, dude, I do not want weekly. I've actually, we actually, when Netflix started doing that, that's when we did, after 10 years of being Netflix subscribers, we canceled Netflix. We have, I mean, we've been with Netflix since the early 2000s, way back, way back. And so we're like, okay, 20 years. That's sad. I think it has been 20 years. Yeah. Um, Hey Jen, books, bags, and bubbles. Yeah, so it's like so. I love watching a whole series of something. I used to watch. I've never really been much of a repeat watcher of things, but I do have friends who have watched the entire series of Friends more than once. People who watch the whole I used to do that with MASH, the TV show. I love MASH, the TV show. I love Alan Alda. I like this humor. I really enjoyed that show. It was one of the few military sitcom scenarios that I liked watching and my dad liked watching, so we watched them together. Work Monday is over, so it is a good Monday. Yay! Anyone remember the Netflix DVD rentals? It was before the streaming. Yeah, that's what we had. We had the Netflix DVD rentals. They threw in streaming for free. It was so underutilized at the time. Their main thing was the Netflix DVD, and we paid the $5 for the streaming, and we actually never rented DVDs. We just watched whatever they had on streaming, you know, for years and years and years. Gilmore Girls, Hockeys. I chronically binged the same series. Oh, what series though, Bianca? I had those. I was watching Inuyasha, which is an anime. So there's a couple animes we would watch. Hawkeye, yes, Hawkeye. Yeah, Hawkeye was awesome. You know, and Hot Lips Houlihan. But I really loved Radar. But I actually liked the first Colonel, not the second Colonel. And then I just liked. I mean, talking to people who were in the Korean conflict, it was hell, you know, and it was a brutal supplies and the weather, the climate, everything. It was hell. Um, but they made the sitcom about this medical unit interesting. Um, I love Inuyasha. Oh yay, yeah, Inuyasha. I didn't finish all of Inuyasha. I got up to almost to the end or so. I had the anime or the manga books, and then I just don't have much of when I was much younger, I used to do a lot more graphic novels, and now that I just don't read as much physical books as I do audiobooks because I'm always doing something. So with audio, I have my headphones on, I can be in the car, I can be doing housework, it used to be I turned the TV on and did something in front of the TV, handwork, and do embroidery, laundry, folding, whatever. Now I don't have to. I just have my headphones on. I can walk all over the house with Bluetooth. It's so much more convenient. This is when I like modern technology just fine. Gilmore Girls, love Lucy. Oh, I love Lucy. Oh my gosh, yes, Golden Girls and The Office, Grace. Um, It's bad. Murder, She Wrote. I used to watch Murder, She Wrote all the time. Oh, yeah, that was such a my mom used to watch that. And then my mother-in-law loved it. And um my mother-in-law also really liked Agatha Christie novels. They were huge murder mystery people. So they liked all of the British murder mystery series. My husband had the Brit box for a while, and I don't think I ever finished. I know what happens, but I always burn out. Yeah. I don't even, yeah. Everything Jackie and oh, hey Scott. Oh, Scott, let me show you my new I just got this at the Dooney outlet sample sale. This is a metallic pink bag. I know, metallic pink is not for everybody. But hey, I'm a child of the 80s, okay? I was born in 79. This, I used to have lipstick in this exact color. I'm not even kidding. I used frosted lipstick, and even in the 90s, we were still doing some frosted stuff. So in the 2000s, when Britney and Christina Aguilera were wearing frosted silvery eyeshadow, I was living for it. Hey, Lori. And I'm kind of happy that metallics kind of are sneaking back in a little bit. So I had to have this. My sister was like, "Are you sure you want that bag? It's like it's missing something." I said, "Jennifer, I have a vision." So I came home and I dressed her up. So we have Hello Kitty, we have my Stitch, we have another Stitch with watermelons, and then this is just a cute keychain I got from Winnie B. And this is a Joan Rivers necklace. So I had to. Sometimes it's all about playing dress up because I do admit, so I wore that pink bag with this black and white gray shirt and this pink hat today. This was my outfit of the day. And wow, I think it's pretty. I've never seen a pink metallic. I have a silver metallic and I have a gold metallic from Dooney Bourke, but never pink. I was like, I have never seen this color before. I don't care how it existed. I want it. It was so cool. Um, I was so happy to see it. Oh, Murder Mysteries on. Oh, one of the things, if you guys, I don't know if it's on Netflix or one of the other streaming platforms, if you've ever watched All Things Great and Small, it's a British television series about a rural veterinarian in the, I think, early 1900s. And we listen to it all the time, and they have different versions. It's really a good fun, if you like animals and you like a good kind of story that isn't like, mostly it's about cows having cows, okay? It's about the small town veterinarian. It's fun. And it's British, so it's a different type of humor. Yeah. Hello, Favorites with Laura. I'm glad you brought I'm so glad you bought that. Thank you for right? This cute, beautiful pink bag. I had to. I had to. Yep. And Father Ted. Yep. So those are things I used to watch, and now I don't watch. I'm on YouTube. I hang out on YouTube. I spend all my time on YouTube. And it was really funny because I was watching Jessie Stiles today, and she did a video about Laboos. What was the name of it? It was about luxury. Let me go look at the title because it was actually an interesting title. And I'm like, huh. Why Labubu is taking over the luxury community, which I thought was really funny because it's true. Like what you see, I mean, if you haven't seen the Marc Jacobs on his reel, he did it. Well, I found it on Instagram. I'm not sure where else it posted, but he did opening a bunch of Labubus, and he doesn't even know what they are, guys. He really doesn't. He saw shares, and he wants the one Cher had, and he did get one, and he did get that one, but he didn't know the whole thing about it. He didn't understand about the the secret, which is why people are buying them in full sets, and then they have too many, you know. What's up with this Labubu craze? Because the Labubu craze is for real. I did my first video on Labubu. I can't remember, like last fall. I think, and it was when the first series were out, right before the second series had just dropped, and now we're on the third series now finally, and that's not even counting all the little micro one-offs like the pumpkin one from last Halloween, which I couldn't get then, I still can't get. Um, I just found out about them last week. Yeah, like people are just going nuts over the Labubu, and it's interesting because um, what Jesse Styles was saying is that is it it's not so much putting the Labubu on the Birkin so much. It's that I think this is just my personal opinion. Jesse did not say this. I think the Birkin and the Hermes bags in general are such a blank foil. There's like nothing. It's like a piece of a little bit of hardware, just leather. Normally it's not even contrast. It's a solid color. And it's just like a big blank canvas, right? So they're like, oh, let's throw this Labubu on here to show some, and match it to give it some, fun, fun, right? So let me show you mine, which is right here. Um, this is one of the first ones I bought. This one, this is one of the current Popmark Disney ones that they have. So they have all different types of. Popmark has always been popular, um, in the Asian market. It's an Asian company, and apparently the owner just became one of the top billionaires in China. So very successful. These little toys are very successful. This toy, this little thing used to be $22.50. Now, when the Beanie Baby craze was the Beanie Baby craze, they were $5-6 for a Beanie Baby, but those were just little toys with bean-filled toys, right? Those started off as counterweights to balloons. That's how the Beanie Baby craze, the creator inventor of them. Um, I didn't. Oh, those are considered luxury. They're not considered luxury items. They're considered luxury item accessories. That's the thing. A lot of the Asian influencers will put these on their Birkins, and that's how come they got really popular. Because a K-pop artist, I forgot her name, Pink something, Blackpink, I think. I don't remember. She put them on her bag, and then all the other people, Jamie Shua, who has the largest Hermes collection, an influencer. She's from Malaysia, Singapore, I believe, Singapore. She puts them on her bags, and then Love Luxury sells. They had them. They did a big giveaway. I mean, it's everywhere. People are just using them as an accessory, and they just became popular, specifically to be on a luxury bag, which is interesting because, like, this one I think is 35 new. This one's 22.50. Was 22.50 new. Some of them go all the way up to $60 list. On the resale market right now, these guys in box, this is the first gen. This would be like Jen saw one for sale for $75. Like, don't buy it. That's 3 times the price. Don't do it. I see. Okay, and there are always mysteries in that. Okay, so the way the Labubu works is they're all women except for Zamomo. So in the first series, which is series 1, the Macaroon series, there's 6 Labubus and 1 Zamomo. 1 out of every 72 sets, you have the opportunity to maybe get a Zamomo. And that's why that craze started, because people wanted the Zamomo, which is the brown one, which is the boy. So they would be buying whole sets. So unlike regular blind boxes, you can just buy a random blind box, but with Popmark, you can buy an entire set, and in that set, you're guaranteed one of each color, and maybe you will get 1 in 72 chance of getting the one special one, and each launch has a different special one, right? So there's the Macaroons, Have a Seat, and Into Energy, which is the newest one. So the one that Marc Jacobs wanted, and the one that you saw on Cher's bag or whatever, is the gray one with the rainbow colored teeth. That is the special one from the new one, the new launch. And that's the one people are wanting. So even on the first launch, the Zamomo, the brown one, resells for like $500. This is a $22 keychain thing, right? But because people wanted the brown one, because that's the special one, they wanted that. And then because everybody wanted them, there is a ton of knockoffs. We call them Lafoofus affectionately. They're called Lafoofus, and they're not the real thing. And they don't look like they should be that complicated to make, but the Lafoofus look really bad if you've never seen a natural Labubu. It's funny. It's. I had a bunch of these. I gave away 3, and I won one from. I have a green one. I have this blue one. I think I still have a second blue one and a pink one. And I think that's all I have left. So I gave away one to Julie, one to Craig, and one to Saya. Because they couldn't get them. And I bought them from resellers, but I figured, I didn't do the complete set thing. So I figured I just wanted specific colors. So I was fine selling them, or not. I didn't sell them. I gave them away. I didn't sell them. And then they became such a big deal. This guy used to hang on my office bag at work. So I stopped. I took him home because people were stealing stuff. So I'm like, eventually the Labubu is going to be known. I better when my coworkers are talking to me about Labubus at the office, we are all of an age, right? These are not interns. These are people my age and higher. We're talking Labubus. We have them on our bags. Like, people, oh, I love your thing. I mean, it's just a way of expression. It's a fun form of expression. I like stuff like this too, which is a Tokidoki keychain. This is a Vera Bradley little tote keychain. And of course, this is a Babble Bar Disney, charm. I have a lot of charms, guys. Not as much as Dee Dee Bean, but and mine are random. I have all kinds of stuff. All kinds. Oh, I love Tokidoki. My sister is a huge Toki. Let me show you the other. Okay, since we're talking charms, let me see if I can get this untethered without dropping anything. So this is another ring of keychain of things I just have over there. So when I play dress up, I can play dress up. So these are Tokidoki Unicornos. This is from Lunchbox. This is just Stitch, because I love Stitch. This is another Unicorno. This I got from Kim. This is my Valentine's gift from Kim. I forgot the name of the company. I think it's Piper K. It might not be, but this came out of Marshall's. This is a popcorn. My sister got that for me. This is a Vera Bradley, Mickey Mouse. And this is a stamped Orlando Coach tag that I got from the Disney Springs store. And this is just the ones that are right next to me. There's probably a dozen more. Yeah, I love the popcorn, right? Yeah, I love them. They're fun expressions, and I've been collecting them for a long, long time. I have a bunch from Portland Leather Good. I mean, I have them all over the place, which is why, but I tend to like to spend not the Coach prices. Coach is so expensive. $95 for a charm is a bag, in my opinion. Like, I can buy a bag for $95 or a whole wallet. It's really hard for me to spend Coach money on charms. It's really hard because even like this one from Vera Bradley, this one was like $30. When I bought this, I don't know if it was on sale or not. This is maybe $12 from Disney. Again, like, my most expensive charms would be from Coach. Like, okay, there's one over here. It wasn't mine. It was gifted to me, so I don't know what the original price was, and I don't remember if this was a outlet or a retail drop. But the Teddy Bear Ghost, these are anywhere from $65 to $95 depending. These are really heavy too. They're really heavy. And then, like, I have over here, I have like this one. This one I really think is adorable. This is just a cheapie off of Temu. These are the ones I really prefer, I'll be honest. I like the blingy, lightweight fabric. I like these ones the best. I think these are the most fun to use, the prettiest to look at. They're not that expensive. But then I have I have this one over here. This is one of the first ones, one of my few Coach ones. So this Coach one came out of the outlet a couple years ago. This one right here, this is a mirror. So I liked it because I wanted the mirror on my bag. And this was I forgot the name. I think it's called Lemonade, Pink Lemonade. When this canvas came out, I really liked this canvas. This is an outlet color. Really cool. And then there are luxury price charms like LV for $900. I can't even with, the $900 charms, and I know they exist, and I know people buy them. And I mean, the unicorn, even the rodeo charms from what's it called? Hermes, like $400 or $500. I get that. I kind of get that. But like the chocolate bar charm, which I know some of our YouTube friends have it. I'm not knocking your yum. I'm very happy you have them. I personally can't, I don't love chocolate enough to pay that. I just don't. Um, Maybe a gummy bear, because I think gummy bears are cute, and I think gummy bears would make really cute charms. But a bar of chocolate, I'd rather eat the chocolate, to be honest. But then I'm weird about food things. I don't like food smells. Like when it comes to like fragrances and stuff, I don't want them to be I don't like melon or food, or I always if you have like a candle that's cake or cookies, I walk into somebody's house expecting to have cake and cookies. And when I see it's a candle, buttercream cookie candle, I'm like, oh man. Sparkle Hello Kitty wear. I don't know where I got this one. This might have been Temu, or it might have been. I'm always looking for charms, guys. Always, like everywhere I look at gas stations. And I bought a few at gas stations. The drugstore. I have a couple from Thai. Where's the one I got from Thai? Um, it's on. Oh, it's right behind me. This one is from Thai Beanie Baby. This was like a $5 charm at the drugstore. I am constantly looking. Um, the one back here I got from a friend. I'm pretty sure Pixie sent me that. And and then I have like over here, I have Donald over there. That is a Babble Bar charm. I could have actually. I've been looking for my other Laboos because they're stuck on a bag somewhere, and I don't know what bag I left them on because I'm looking for it because I'm going to send one to my friend over in Ohio, and I can't find it. But that's not unusual because I leave things on bags. Is from HEB. Have you smelled HEB butter tortilla? Oh my gosh, no, they haven't. A butter tortilla candle? I understand that. You know that news about somebody taking 200 tortillas in their suitcase? I'm like, well, yeah. I can't say nothing. I have driven over states with a frozen HEB brisket in my freezer for my father-in-law when he lived in Mississippi because they can't get beef brisket up there. A good one, anyway. So I brought beef brisket from Texas, from HEB, all the way up to Mississippi for one of his birthday gifts one year because it's a $95, piece of brisket that he was then going to cook. Um, I have yet to be a part of a boring or even average life with Jackie. Each one is interesting, informative, and engaging. You are so flattering. Thank you, Scott. So sorry, not sorry. um, agree with Bri. What did Bri say? What I miss? What I miss? There is no reason a charm should cost $900. I agree, unless they are semi-precious stones and are made with gold. That's how I feel. Um, the light is where I'm. Um, the light is when I'm making tortillas. Um, I love HEB. So people who don't understand the cult that is HEB grocery in Texas, you just haven't been down here enough. Now, North Texas, there is Brookshire's. There's maybe a Kroger's. Albertsons. I don't know if Albertsons even exists anymore. I think the best you're gonna find in Texas, if it's not an HEB, is like a Target or a Walmart. Because any other grocery chain, we have chased them out because HEB, which originated and started in San Antonio. What did I just drop? Okay, let me get this over here. It is like they make a lot of their own food, so it's not like, Walmart's Great Value and, no. That's like that's even though there's a Great Value, which is the Walmart brand, HEB branded stuff is really good. So people I will they will there could be a national brand right next to it, and people in Texas will pick the HEB brand up every time, like, almost every time. Some people who don't like that because 'cause they're like, "I want Land O'Lakes butter." I'm like, "What Lakes butter? I'm taking the HEB butter." Oh, the smell. So anyway, um, so there was a funny reel going on um Instagram where I dropped some bags. Where no, I dropped this bag where someone had taken 200 or like not even I think 200 might have been a not that many, honestly. 200 not actually that many tortillas, but took a bunch of tortillas in their luggage and they made a joke about it. um let's see. Uh I'm all for taking yeah, agrees with Scott and Jackie. Does the family own HEB or is it owned by a large conglomerate? It's still owned by the family. It's still owned by the HEB family. Here's the thing, HEB has a long sordid history. So originally when HEB started, it started by his mother, I believe. And then the son inherited it. I think we're now on the third generation. His children have it. But it used to be support the local farmer, and it used to be get help the local farmer farm to market. And then what happened, it is not so much really the farmer, but the business of agriculture has become agribusiness. So instead of small local farmers grouping and selling their produce, it's now agribusiness. So it's a little different. So people old timers will say, well, HEB is not the same. Well, no, it's not, because business and agriculture is not the same. It's not the same as it once was when local small farms would supply food to the supply chain. It's now become large farms supplying food into fewer individuals, more entities, But yeah, food agribusiness is fun. It's very fascinating because I had a friend who worked for the HEB company and they put it in the old Navy Arsenal that is in San Antonio. So it's in this really cool historical building, and she was doing programming, and we went there. They had the coolest cafeteria I've ever seen, and so basically about food business. So in your grocery stores, when you go to HEB or you go to Kroger's, Albertsons, Market Basket, any of the first anything that's like you can name that store kind of. It's like a national store, local national store. They normally sell you first cut products. You know how when you buy eggs, it says ABC grades or whatever? Vegetables have a grading system too. You normally just don't know that because you always see the same size vegetables when you go look at the potato bin or if you go look at the carrot bin. Those are pre-selected as first choice. If you go to the discount stores, and you're like, what? There's a discount store? Yes. They have discount grocers that do seconds, which seconds doesn't mean seconds, it just means not first cut. So you're going to get different sizes, like especially Asian markets where you'll find carrots that are normal. And like, what are you talking about? If you go to a regular grocery store today, anywhere, you all think carrots look exactly the same. Same seed, same shape, same size, same girth, whatever. They all have these perfect little cones. They're these like, great little carrots or whatever. No, carrots, they all don't look like that. Those are, they're selected and culled by size. They come in different sizes. Some grow funky and weird in different shapes. Some grow really big. They call them juicing carrots, or in Asian cuisine, they use them for stir fries. It's fun stuff. So it's interesting stuff. So when I go to markets and I go to second grocery stores or ethnic grocery stores, not just Asian but Mexican grocery stores here in Texas, and even in San Antonio, there is a street called Produce Lane, which is one of the main internal delivery areas for produce. There's a produce market there that is just seconds and thirds, and people go there daily to buy their vegetables very inexpensively because these are not the ones that made it to the actual HEB. So things that are odd shaped, not uniform, different, whatever, so you go in there, and I used to have to dig through the potato bin looking for the same size potatoes, because you want the same size potatoes, so when you make food, it cooks the same rate, right? So you do that, and that's why food costs a lot at national food chains. And it's not the same food that if you went to the food bank and you were given some food, it might be different because those might be the second or third rate vegetables just because it's done by size and look and appearance, right? So I always grew up with going to markets, going to Asian markets, going in Thailand, going to actual markets, and outdoor markets, food from actual farms. So it was never weird for me to see this. And then I always, look at vegetables, and if you have vegetables sitting for a little while, they look a different way, but they're still good to eat, right? So sometimes they look a little less fresh. Cabbage can look a little wilty, but you just kind of perk it up with some water. You can still cook it. There's nothing wrong with it. But people who have only ever seen perfect produce do not know what to do with produce that's not perfect. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that cabbage. We can still eat it. And my husband's like, it's wrinkly. I'm like, yeah, but it's not bad. It's fine. Let me, here, go away. Get out of my kitchen. Uh, Jennifer says, misfit markets, food waste in this country is atrocious. Yeah, astronomical. Yes, both words, astronomical. Yes, because people don't know. First of all, you're used to only seeing perfect produce, perfect, unblemished, no weird things, no pitting, no weird, nothing. I mean, everything's perfect, right? So you just don't know what to do with the carrot that is like, that's a carrot. People actually think the baby carrots are all milled. They're milled to be baby carrots. They do not come that way. They are all milled that way. And most carrots in those cellophane bags have been, now, this is just what I've heard. I'm not a produce, I'm not a company, but based on the TV shows I've seen, they do like a bleach rinse on them, guys. So, and they do a lot of dyeing and a lot of things to make things look prettier, you've heard about it. You ever watch any documentary about salmon, and they can give you the color salmon you want based on what feed they give the salmon, because it's farm raised, right? This is interesting. So anyway, getting off my food rant, this part of my love of geography is this stuff, um, yeah, so I just like talking about, because again, I was that kid too that, yeah, I've been to food in markets and I've seen them in, at least I've seen a Brussels sprout on a stalk. I had not seen actual food produced in the world, actually in the farm. I have never grown my own beans. I've grown some tomatoes, I've grown, I think the only thing we've ever grown has been tomatoes. I think we tried to grow some squash, but we didn't know that we needed to have more than one squash plant. So it's I didn't know how food was grown. So when I got involved with cooking and everything and watching all the food shows growing up, I wanted to, well, where does the food come from? Where does a turnip, where does a turnip grow? There's some people who don't know peanuts are an underground plant. They think it's you think of a nut and people think, oh, it's from a tree, but a peanut is underground. So they grow underground. So people just what? You know, but how would you know if you've seen it on a farm? Like how many we all live in cities now, you know? Oh my God, farm salmon is not good. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It's not good. It's not healthy. People like salmon because one, well, fun. One, salmon's awesome, delicious, but salmon farmed is actually not very healthy. But then if we all eat wild caught salmon, there wouldn't be any left, you know? And tilapia is actually worse. It's true. That's true. Not gonna lie. And I eat tilapia and I eat salmon, and they're both farmed. But I don't have a diet of any one thing anyway. I eat. I am very fortunate that I can get my beef from a local cattle farm here because of where I live, and but that's not the majority of the food I eat. You know, so I'm not saying I'm healthy. No one ever said I was healthy. I am far from healthy. I don't eat enough oily fish. Well, you know, mackerel and sardines actually are really good for you, but they're not favorable. So people don't want to eat them, you know, but they're really very good for you with the high fatty um, fish. Anyway, moving on. Oh, I can't believe I almost talked for 2 hours. How did this happen? I have to go to work tomorrow. I have to work late tomorrow, guys. I have today I only worked half a day because James needed to come home. I have a deadline, so I have a lot to do tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to it. So I told my boss, "Hey, I'm leaving half a day early and I'm going to be here tomorrow, which is Tuesday, as long as I need to get this thing finished, which is never a good thing to do because is editing. I'm at the end stages of editing, and if you've ever done editing, you can edit something to death and still not be done. So, yeah, at some point you just have to cut your losses and say, I'm finished. There's no more. I'm done with this. I'm delivering it. You know, but it's been such a problem child that this job, the nickname for this job was the Kraken. I said, no, no, no. This thing that we should have called this job Cthulhu. This is a horror show, absolute horror show, not some sea monster. Um, I missed the first hour or so. Watch the replay. Yay! Winnie, sardines out of the can are so healthy. Not only in omega-3s but bones. I really like sardines out of the can. The oil ones, not the ones packed in water, packed in oil. And what we do in Thailand, what my mom always would do with the sardines, is you take the sardines packed in oil, right? You open up the can, you put it in a bowl, whatever. You add a little bit of vinegar. Now you can do, if you like more of a balsamic vinegar, you could use a balsamic vinegar, but I just use a white vinegar, red onion, and then I put chili flakes, because I love chili, and then you just use onion and a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of chili, a little bit, and then you just eat that on crackers. I love it. My mom ate it on rice, okay, because we're Asian, but I would eat it on crackers. It's still one of my favorite snacks. James looks at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, look, don't knock my sardines. I'm not a huge anchovy fan because they're too. Anchovies are great as an ingredient. Sardines are great as just a food. And they used to be very popular, and somehow over time they're no longer that popular as a food here. Um, they have different flavors of canned fish, hot and spicy, for instance. Yeah, they do. My dad liked hot sauce on his. I gotta give it a try. It's an acquired taste. Yeah, you have to first of all like fish. Fish that tastes like fish. If you only like fish like pollock or like a white cod or a haddock, you're not gonna like a sardine. You just won't. You never will. You never will. But if you like fish, more like a trout, you might like a mackerel or a sardine. Um, Smoked oysters on crackers, yum. Yep. I do not love pot potted meat of any kind, Vienna sausage. Well, that Vienna sausage is like I used to eat them. My dad had them. It was the food in the pantry. You ate with crackers when there was nothing else to eat. I don't buy them anymore. It's it's not one of those things I enjoy eating, but I'm not opposed to it. I do like spam fried rice. I will cook myself some spam. I like ham. Potted ham. I don't have a problem with um processed foods like that. It's not exactly a meal. I wouldn't wanna do, like, Vienna sausages as, like, a snack, and I don't even know why they're called Vienna sausages because I'm sure, like, in Vienna, they never ate those, you know? Don't go to Hawaii when you eat spam could consider yeah. Spam is actually really yummy. I love the fried spam, spam musubi, spam fried rice. We do just fried spam with eggs. Um, Occasionally, we don't do it too often. It's normally something I try to have in my pantry because it's a great you don't know what you want to do. I always have rice in my pantry, so at the very least, I can make rice with spam and eggs, as I don't know what I wanna eat. So my, like, default food is rice with eggs. My husband's default food is cereal. We're different. We did that we did once go on vacation, loved it, but yes, um, breakfast yeah, it was on the breakfast menu. Yeah. Yeah, spam well, it's just pork in general is very popular in most of the world. It's easy to raise and it tastes good, you know? The there are a whole groups of people who do not eat pork of any type. I totally understand why, but in general today, it's pretty safe. Yeah. Anyway, I am going to get off this live because I need to make coffee, prep my coffee pot for tomorrow. I haven't actually had dinner. It is a little late. It is 8:30. I don't think dinner's gonna happen because it is a little late to eat dinner, and just go to sleep. It doesn't that's when you know you're old, you know? But you just can't eat and go to bed. Yeah, I can't do that anymore. I have to have some time to digest my food. Like, if I just go to bed after I eat, I'm gonna get heartburn and be miserable, so, yeah, we don't do that anymore. Anyhow, thank you all for hanging out with me. Thank you for coming to my live. I probably will do a members live sometime in the middle of the week. I don't know when. And then I will absolutely be back on Friday to hang out with you to see how the week ends. Hopefully, this job I'm working on will be delivered, finished, and out of my life, never to be seen again. I have to start working on a presentation, another one. And yeah, lots of deadlines. Summertime. Woohoo! Anyway, everybody have a great day. See you guys later. Bye. Or great evening.